We can discuss about the supermesh analysis. Whenever the circuit contains independent or dependent current source in the circuit, it cannot be solved with an ordinary mesh analysis. A different technique has to be used over there. One technique is that we'll have the supermesh technique. And for that supermesh technique, instead of using mesh analysis, we should go for the Kirchhoff law. For that supermesh, we have to apply the Kirchhoff law circuit. Okay. For that, we'll have an example. We'll solve that concept of supermesh with an example. Okay. Okay, here is the circuit. Okay, in this circuit, here only I will solve. First, I will give the names A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. See, in this circuit, there is an independent current source 5 ampere. The source is 5 ampere. So whenever there is a source, if this current source in the perimeter, we can neglect directly that circuit. If it is inside the circuit, then the different analysis has to be made. We'll solve that. Here, whenever there is a supermesh, so actually here supposed to be 3 loops. This is mesh 1 with current I1, mesh 2 with current I2, and this is mesh 3 with current I2. Okay, since the presence in between D and E branch, there is a current source, 5 ampere current source. 5 ampere current source. So that we'll have that. See that I1 is the current. It's in this D and E. We have the both current I1 as well as I2. I3 is also flowing here. So we have to write the equation for this DE, the branch where the current source is there. See, I1 is along the independent current what we have got. So that I1 will be positive minus, see I3 is against to the 5 ampere current. So I minus I3 which is equal to 5. This is the first equation. See that I1 is positive, 5 is positive. Because the direction of I1 and 5 is same. Whereas I3 is against the independent current source. So I1 minus I3 is equal to 5. This is the first equation. After DE, then we will have that A, B, C, D, G, H, E, A form supermesh. See, whenever supermesh is there, the two mesh will merge to form a single mesh. See, this mesh I1 and I3 mesh is now totally a single mesh. Totally a single mesh. Okay, now if you want, we can write that. See here, the circuit looks like this. The supermesh circuit. See, this is the direction of the current I1. So, plus minus 2. Okay. See here, the direction of I2 is this one. So, plus minus. Okay. Here, in this path, plus minus. Okay. Here, plus minus. So what is the current? The current in this 2 ohm is I1 minus I3. The current in this 2 ohm is I1 minus I3. Whereas current in this 4 ohm is current 4 ohm is I3 minus I2. Whereas the current in this GH is I3. Why? Because the direction of I3 is in this direction, whereas I2 in this direction. Okay, direction of I3 is in this direction, whereas I2 in this direction. So this is I3 minus I2 because I assume the path C to D, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to G, like that. So that according to that, the direction is as given below. If I apply the KVL, now for super mesh we should apply the KVL. Okay, as it is. Moving from negative to positive, so this is 10 volt. First I reaches the positive, so minus 2 ohm. The current in 2 ohm is I1 minus I2. The current in 2 ohm is I1 minus I2. The current in 4 ohm is, see, plus I reaches the positive, so that minus 4 minus 4. The current through 4 ohm is I3 minus I2. Next I reach the first plus, this is 6 ohm. 6 ohm. First I reaches the positive, so it is minus 6. In this branch I have got only the current I3 is equal to 0. The entire loop, last it should be summed with a 0. Expanding this term, 10 volt minus 2 I1 minus into minus plus 2 I2 minus 4 I3 minus into minus plus 4 I2 minus 6 I3 is equal to 0. See, I got minus 2 I1. I got only one term, so minus 2 I1 and 2 I2, 4 I2 totally plus 6 I2 minus 4 I3 minus 6 I3 minus 10 I3, and writing this 10 volt after that 0, it is minus 10 volt. Okay, see, negative in the first term as well as negative here, we can multiply it by negative, we get ಏನಾಯ್ತು ವಾನ್ ವಸ್ತದ. Okay, so minus 2 plus 6 I2 minus 10 and minus 10 is there. Multiplying it by minus, you will get this as 2 I1 minus 6 I2 plus 10 I3 is equal to 10 volt. I call this as the equation number 2. Call this as the equation number 2. And see, this is this loop mesh. It can apply the mesh analysis for the mesh 2. So from mesh DCFGD. Okay. See, this 2 ohm is common to both I1 and I2, so that it is minus 2 I1, whereas 2, 4, 2, 5, 4, 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 2, 11, that is 11 I2, as mesh 2, the I2 will be positive, and this 4 is shared between I2 and I3, so that minus 4 I3, it doesn't have any voltage source, so 0. This is the third equation. So you got equation number 1, I1 minus I3 is equal to 5, and second equation, third equation. By solving this, we get I1 is equal to 5.625 ampere, I2 is equal to 1.25 ampere, and I3 is equal to 0.325 ampere. See, I1, I2, I3 can be found in the two concepts with the help of Cramer's rule or directly substituting the equation. I already given how to solve in the previous problems. Here directly it has been written. Okay, in the PDF notes what I'll share with you, I have solved, mostly it is solved through the Cramer's rule only. Okay, come up with another problem. Next class will come up with another problem. Thank you.